Take a breath right now, a full one, and notice where it goes. Does your chest rise? Do your shoulders lift? Does your belly barely move at all? If the breath stays in your chest, if your belly stays still, that isn't just a breathing habit, that's a hormonal signal. And it's one of the reasons your belly fat hasn't shifted since the menopause. Most women over 55 have been told the same thing. Walk more. Try a class. Push harder. And you did. You walked. You joined the boot camp. You tried the plank challenge, the spin class, the 10,000 step target, and the belly stayed, or it got worse. And then you thought, maybe I'm not trying hard enough. Maybe I'm too old. Maybe my body just doesn't respond anymore. But here's what nobody explained. Your body does respond. It responds to every exercise you do. The problem isn't that it stopped listening. The problem is that after the menopause, it's listening to a different signal, and most exercise sends exactly the wrong one. Later in this video, I'll show you 5 gentle Japanese yoga exercises, each under 5 minutes, each softer than anything you've been told to try, that reverse that signal from the inside. And when you understand the third one, you'll realize why Japanese women over 55 have some of the lowest rates of visceral belly fat in the developed world. And it has nothing to do with working harder. The real problem isn't that you stopped exercising. The real problem is cortisol, the panic hormone of your middle, and what happens to it when estrogen leaves. Whilst estrogen was present, it acted as a counterweight. When cortisol spiked from stress, from a hard workout, from a bad night, estrogen stepped in and brought it back down. The spike was temporary. The belly fat instruction was temporary. At the menopause, the counterweight disappeared. Cortisol spikes now, and nothing brings it back down. The panic hormone stays elevated, and its instruction to your body is always the same. Store fat around the middle. Visceral fat. Deep fat. The kind that wraps around the organs and doesn't shift with calorie counting. And here it gets really interesting. Most women over 55 are locked in what scientists call sympathetic dominance, the fight or flight mode. The alarm is on, and it never fully switches off. You feel it as tension, as shallow breathing, as waking at 3 a.m. with your heart racing. That's the alarm, and that alarm has a breath. It's fast, it's shallow, it stays in the chest, the belly barely moves. That's the body's panic breath. And most women over 55 have been breathing it for years without realizing. A study from the University of California found that yoga-based movement, gentle, breath-led, parasympathetic activating, significantly reduced cortisol and visceral fat in postmenopausal women, whilst high-intensity exercise in the same cohort showed no significant reduction in visceral fat, despite burning far more calories. Not harder, gentler. That was the finding. I did this too. Longer runs, harder classes, and the belly stayed. It was my body telling me something I wasn't hearing. So the mechanism is this. Cortisol is the panic hormone. The alarm is locked on. The breath is stuck in the chest. And every intense workout pours petrol on the alarm, spiking cortisol higher in a body that has no counterweight to bring it back down. The question isn't how to exercise more. The question is how to switch the alarm off. And listen, if this finally explains why exercise hasn't shifted that belly fat since the menopause, hit subscribe and share this with a friend who's also pushing harder without results. It's the best way to help us reach more women who deserve the right information for their bodies after 55. But now comes the mistake that 99% of women over 55 make, and it ruins everything. The mistake isn't inactivity, the mistake is intensity. Let me explain. HIIT classes, boot camps, 30-minute circuit training, running programs designed for a younger body, plank challenges from a fitness influencer who's 28 years old. These are the exercises most women over 55 are told will burn belly fat. And in a woman of 35, they might, because a woman of 35 has estrogen. Her cortisol spikes, estrogen responds, the spike resolves, and fat mobilizes normally. But in a woman of 55, without estrogen, the same spike has no counterbalance. Cortisol surges, stays elevated, and the body receives a clear instruction: store more visceral fat. Protect the organs, hold on to every gram around the middle. Now pay close attention. The exercise you were told would help is the exercise that tells your body to store more belly fat. Let me repeat. The exercise you were told would help is the exercise that tells your body to store more belly fat. Research on cortisol response in postmenopausal women has shown that high-intensity exercise produces disproportionately elevated cortisol levels in women without estrogen, levels that remain raised for significantly longer than in younger women. Your GP said exercise more. The magazine said HIIT is the most efficient fat burner. Neither of them mentioned that after the menopause, the hormonal rules changed entirely. Neither adapted the advice for the body you actually have. This isn't laziness. This isn't age. This is information that was never updated for a body that had already reconfigured itself. But in Japan, the exercise tradition for women over 55 follows a completely different principle. Not harder, slower, not effort, breath, not performance, daily calm. 5 specific movements, each under 5 minutes. Each designed for the body you have right now. Exercise 1, Hara. Breathing. The alarm. Switch off. Have you ever noticed that when you're stressed or anxious, your breathing moves upward into the chest, the throat, the shoulders, and the belly goes still? Most women think this is just a stress response, a passing habit, nothing to do with belly fat. But here's what really happens in your body. When the breath stays in the chest, the diaphragm barely moves. And when the diaphragm barely moves, the vagus nerve, the longest nerve in the body, running from the brain, stems through the chest and deep into the abdomen, doesn't receive the signal it needs. The vagus nerve is the release switch. When it fires, it shifts the nervous system from sympathetic mode, alarm on, to parasympathetic mode, alarm off. Cortisol drops. The belly fat storage signal quietens. Japanese yoga calls this Hara breathing. Fukushiki kokyu, belly breathing, seated comfortably, hands resting on the belly. Inhale through the nose. The belly expands. Exhale slowly through the mouth. The belly gently contracts. 4 seconds in, 6 seconds out. Slow, deliberate. 3 to 5 minutes every morning. A 2017 study by Ma and colleagues found that slow diaphragmatic breathing significantly reduced cortisol levels, and the effect was measurable within minutes. This is the foundation. Without it, no other exercise in this video reaches the hormonal driver. The alarm must switch off first. Everything else follows. Not a workout, a signal. Exercise 2. Seated. Belly twist. The ringing. Have you ever felt that your middle is heavy? Not just with fat, but with tension? A tightness that sits deep and doesn't stretch out? Most women assume the answer is more core exercises. Crunches, planks, more effort directed at the belly. Here's what most women 55 plus never discover. A gentle seated twist does something no crunch ever can. It compresses the abdominal organs, stomach, liver, intestines, and then releases them. This compression and release cycle stimulates visceral blood flow, supports lymphatic drainage, and mechanically encourages the metabolism of visceral fat, the deep fat that wraps around the organs. Japanese yoga calls this wringing out stale kai, clearing the body's energy center around the hara. The scientific frame is simpler. Gentle compression increases blood flow to the viscera, and blood flow is how visceral fat is mobilized and transported. Seated on the floor or a chair, twist gently to the right, left hand on the right knee, right hand behind you. Hold 30 to 60 seconds. Breathe into the belly throughout the twist. Then the other side. No bouncing, no forcing. Meet the body where it is today. The twist is slow, the breath is steady, and the organs beneath your hands receive the first direct attention they've had in years. Bring gently, release deeply. Exercise 3. Cat-cow with breath. Hold. The wave. Have you noticed that your posture has changed since the menopause? That the belly feels as though it sits forward, regardless of what you eat or how much you walk? Most guides treat posture as a separate issue from belly fat, as if how you hold yourself and how your body stores fat have nothing to do with one another. Now it gets interesting. On all fours, inhale, arch the back gently, the belly drops, the head lifts. This is cow. Exhale, round the spine, the belly pulls inward, the head drops. This is cat. At the bottom of the exhale, in the cat position, hold the breath for 2 to 3 seconds. This brief hold is called kumbhaka. It momentarily intensifies the vagus nerve stimulation, deepening the parasympathetic activation you began with the Hara breathing. Japanese yoga emphasizes extreme slowness here. 1 full breath cycle per movement, not 4 repetitions per minute. 1. The wave-like motion massages the abdominal organs from above, and it activates the transverse abdominis, the deepest layer of core muscle. Think of it as the internal corset. It wraps around your belly beneath every other muscle. Crunches don't reach it. Planks barely engage it. But this slow, deliberate wave does, without a single gram of cortisol spiking effort. Your body has changed since the menopause. It doesn't work worse, it works differently. And this movement is designed for how it works now. Slow the wave, calm the belly. Exercise 4. Supported forward fold, the surrender. Have you ever felt that your body is braced? That even when you're resting, something inside is still holding on? Most women call this tension. Most guides recommend stretching it out. More flexibility work, more effort, and here begins what changes everything. Standing. Feet hip-width apart. Slowly fold forward from the hips, not the waist. Let the belly hang freely. Let the head drop. Place your hands wherever they reach without strain, a chair, a stack of books, your shins. Hold for 60 to 90 seconds. Breathe. What you're releasing is the psoas muscle, the deepest hip flexor in the body. It runs from the lower spine through the pelvis and attaches to the top of the thigh bone, and it is directly connected to the fight or flight response. A tight psoas tells your nervous system, danger is present. Stay alert. Keep the alarm on. Keep cortisol high. Releasing the psoas, letting the belly hang, letting the head drop, folding without bracing, sends the opposite signal. The danger has passed. The alarm can stand down. The body shifts from holding to releasing, from storing to mobilizing. This exercise comes from Japanese yoga's principle of yielding, the understanding that the body releases what it no longer needs to protect when it feels safe, not when it's forced. This isn't about flexibility, it's about surrender. Your belly doesn't need tightening, it needs releasing. Release the grip, release the fat. Exercise 5, Constructive Rest with Hara Hands. The integration. Have you ever finished exercise and felt more wired than when you started? Heart still racing, shoulders still tense. The calm that was promised never quite arrived. Most women assume the exercise wasn't hard enough, that they need to push further to earn the calm. This is the point where everything becomes clear. Lying on your back, knees bent, feet flat on the floor, hands resting on your belly, palms down, one on top of the other, just below the navel, eyes closed, 5 minutes. This is not sleep. This is not a cool down. This is the exercise. The most important one, the gentle weight of your hands deepens, the belly breath. The knees bent position releases the psoas completely. The parasympathetic state you built through the first 4 exercises now reaches its deepest point. Cortisol drops to its lowest. Insulin sensitivity peaks in this post-movement recovery window. The body transitions from holding to mobilizing. This is where the hormonal shift completes, not in effort, in stillness. The Japanese onsen tradition follows the same principle, gentle warmth after gentle movement. Rest is not the absence of exercise. Rest is the exercise that completes the cycle. Without it, the cortisol never fully drops. Without it, the alarm switches back on before the body has time to respond. 5 minutes, hands on the belly, breath moving under your palms. The body releasing what it no longer needs to protect. The stillness is the exercise. Extra tip 1. Do all 5 in order every morning before breakfast. The sequence is designed to build. Breath first, movement second, stillness last. Total time 15 to 20 minutes. The cortisol lowering effect is cumulative. If you skip the Hara, breathing at the start, the nervous system never fully shifts into release mode, and the subsequent exercises lose much of their hormonal impact. Extra tip 2. If time is short, do only exercises 1 and 5, the Hara breathing and the constructive rest. These 2 alone address the cortisol pathway directly. 3 to 5 minutes of belly breathing, then 5 minutes of stillness with hands on the belly. The 3 middle exercises deepen and accelerate the effect, but the bookends are the non-negotiable core. 7 minutes every morning, that's the minimum. Extra tip 3. In Japan, millions of women over 55 practice Ragyo Taiso, the national morning exercise program broadcast on NHK radio since 1928. It takes 3 minutes. The principle is identical: gentle, consistent, daily movement designed for hormonal regulation, not calorie burning. Consistency beats intensity every single time, especially after the menopause. So, the difference between the exercise that stores belly fat and the exercise that releases it isn't effort. It's not duration. It's not sweat. It's the nervous system. It's whether the alarm is on or off. It's whether cortisol is spiking or dropping. And in a woman over 55, that distinction is everything. 5 movements, each under 5 minutes, each designed for a body that has changed, not a body that has failed. You haven't been lazy. You haven't been weak. You were given the wrong instructions for the body you have now. In the next video, I'll show you the Japanese evening routine that lowers cortisol before sleep, and why what happens between midnight and 5 in the morning determines how much visceral fat your body releases the next day. subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss it. And if you recognize yourself in this, if you've been pushing harder, running further, trying more intense classes, and wondering why the belly won't move, share this with a friend who's doing the same. She needs to hear it. Because here's what I want you to remember. You started this video with a breath that stopped at your chest. Now you know where it needs to go. And you know what happens when it gets there. The stillness does the work.